The friendship of Chip the squirrel and Wing the swallow. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a cheerful squirrel named Chip. Chip was loved by all the forest creatures for his lively and playful nature. He spent his days jumping from tree to tree, gathering acorns and nuts for winter. But the time he cherished the most was when his best friend, Wing the swallow, returned to the forest in the spring. Wing was a migratory bird who would travel to distant lands during the colder months and come back every spring to spend the summer in the forest. When Wing arrived, Chip would greet him with great excitement, and together they'd embark on countless adventures. They explored the deepest parts of the forest, made flower crowns, and sang songs together. But when summer ended, it was time for Wing to leave again, and Chip always felt a pang of sadness. One autumn morning, one day, as the leaves began to turn golden and fall, Wing came to say goodbye. "Chip," Wing said gently, "the air is getting colder. It's time for me to fly to warmer lands." Chip's eyes filled with tears. "What if I never see you again, Wing? The forest feels so lonely without you." Wing placed his small wing on his friend's shoulder and smiled. "Don't worry, dear Chip. Our friendship is stronger than distance. Every spring, I'll return, and we'll meet under our special oak tree. That will always be our place." Chip felt comforted by these words. Still, as he watched Wing soar into the sky, he couldn't help but feel a little tearful. The passing season's winter arrived, and the forest was blanketed in snow. Chip busied himself digging up the nuts he had hidden, but he couldn't stop thinking about Wing. "I wonder where he is now. What sights is he seeing in those warm lands?" he thought. As the days passed, the snow melted, and spring returned to the forest. The oak tree began to sprout fresh green leaves, and Chip's excitement grew with each passing day. Every morning, he waited under the tree, eagerly looking up at the sky. Finally, one morning, a familiar sound of wings flapping filled the air. "Chip, I'm here," called Wing. Chip scrambled up the tree and hugged his friend tightly. Wing brought Chip a shiny stone and a flower seed from the faraway lands he had visited. Chip, in return, offered Wing the freshest acorn he had collected. The two friends spent the day laughing and sharing stories under the oak tree. The same joy every year. Throughout the summer, Chip and Wing's friendship grew even stronger. Wing told Chip stories of his travels, how he flew with the wind over vast oceans, crossed deserts, and saw forests unlike any Chip had imagined. Chip, in turn, shared tales of his snowy winter days and the treasures he'd collected in the forest. When summer ended and Wing prepared to leave once again, Chip no longer cried. He knew his friend would always return. Every year, they promised to meet under the same oak tree, and they never broke their promise. Friendship knows no distance. Over the years, their ritual became a symbol of true friendship. Every spring, Wing would appear under the oak tree, and Chip would welcome him with the same excitement. Their bond inspired other animals in the forest. One day, a young rabbit asked Wing, "How do you stay such close friends even though you're apart for so long?" Wing smiled and replied, "Friendship isn't measured by distance. Love and loyalty bring us together every time." From that day, all the forest animals learned an important lesson from Chip and Wing's friendship. True friends, no matter how far they go, will always find their way back to each other. And so, Chip and Wing's friendship blossomed every spring under the shade of their beloved oak tree. The end.